Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I appreciate you all attending this morning. Steve Brandy, Washington County District Attorney. We're certainly pleased today, in under 24 hours from a report of shots fired in California Borough, to announce criminal charges against Keith Jones, stemming from that shooting incident. The press packet that you have in front of you, it outlines the charges. In summation, the Pennsylvania State Police last night, following a 19-hour investigation, filed criminal charges against Mr. Jones, alleging that he was the shooter in the incident that occurred at 264 Mechanic Street, Apartment F, which was an off-campus student housing location. Over Saturday evening, approximately 2 a.m., there were reports of shots fired from that location. Because of the homecoming festivities that were being conducted at California University and throughout the borough, there was a large police presence in town that night. Additionally, a member of California University Police and California Borough Police were in the vicinity of this location on Mechanic Street when they heard shots fired. Those officers were the first to respond to the scene, where they began conducting interviews and assessing the scene. Shortly thereafter, a call was made to the Pennsylvania State Police for assistance in the investigation. I can tell you I arrived on scene at approximately 3 a.m. and the mobilization by the Pennsylvania State Police was impressive. Without allocating the resources that they did yesterday, I'm pretty confident we wouldn't be here with the charges today. 264 Mechanic Street is a small apartment. It's I believe a 3-bedroom apartment contained within a multi-unit apartment building. The building itself consists of 14 apartments, as the investigation later revealed. It is an estimate by the borough officers and the responding officers at the scene that there were more than 50 attendees at the party in question, and that number may actually approach something closer to 100 young adults that were there that evening. What we do know is Mr. Jones was with a group of friends when he tried to enter the apartment for the purposes of the party. For whatever reason, they were denied entry, and an altercation ensued. The Pennsylvania State Police today alleged that Mr. Jones withdrew a small framed silver revolver from his waistband, and shots were fired at that point. The other details of the investigation are not being released at this time because we are in the process of interviewing multiple witnesses. Again, keeping in mind that there may have been more than 100 individuals at that particular scene over the evening. So the state police, their work isn't done. The investigation still continues. Mr. Jones was arraigned last night before Magistrate Mark Wilson. He was the duty magistrate. His jurisdiction encompasses Monongahela. He was remanded to Washington County Correctional Facility without bond. He was charged with 1 count of criminal homicide, 2 counts of aggravated assault, reckless endangering, as well as firearms violations. Preliminary hearing will be scheduled. We expect more details to follow at that time. But at this point, I would like first to commend the state police again for their diligent efforts. It is not, these cases are very difficult to investigate and ultimately to bring charges. And by the tireless efforts that were given yesterday, certainly pleased that they culminated in an arrest. I will reserve some time for questions if you have any following today's conference. Sergeant Claus, would you like to add anything?
We're just available for any questions you may have relative to the investigation.
We'll take questions.
These shots were fired from outside the apartment into it and struck the victim?
We're still trying to determine, Forensic Services is working to determine the order in which the shots were fired and the precise location. They will be doing measurements. They were on the scene processing for several hours yesterday. They did determine that there were a number of shots fired at that location. We should have, with their report shortly, a description of how those shots were fired.
The altercation, there was an altercation that took place, some kind of argument with the alleged shooter in this case. The young man who was shot, Jerron, pardon me, I forgot his last name right now, Jerron Grayson. What relationship did he play in that argument?
That is also under investigation at this point, but the preliminary information suggests that he was just an innocent bystander and that he likely had no involvement with any altercation that was being conducted. It looks like one of those cases of really being at the wrong place at the wrong time.
Can you describe his injuries?
The coroner's office will be releasing that information to us shortly. We do know that he died of a single gunshot wound through his torso.
How many shots were fired, and was there more than one shooter?
There were multiple shots, we believe, stemming from just one shooter. We have that at, I believe, 5 or 6 shots.
Was this Jones a student?
He is not a student.
No, they said 2 people were injured, but there's only 1 woman. 2 others were injured. There's only 1 woman.
There was a second individual who received some injuries. It's my understanding that he attempted to exit a rear window and was injured by glass, but we don't believe he was injured as a direct result of the shooting. The other individual that is named in the criminal complaint did receive facial injuries as a result of a shrapnel wound, we believe, from the discharge of the firearm. That's why it was charged in that fashion.
Able to trace a weapon?
We have a weapon.
So who is the other guy who jumped out the rear window?
Yeah, I don't have his identity in front of me. I can probably provide that to you.
Jones is not a student?
It's my understanding he was not a student. We're still trying to determine how they came to California University that night. It's my understanding that Mr. Jones was with several of his friends who were from the Menneson area. They may have been a party in Menneson earlier that evening and decided to go to California because of the homecoming activities that were going on there. But I don't believe they have any ties to the university. I think the university could speak to that more directly.
Are you releasing the names of the guys who lived there?
I believe those had been released in the search warrant. I don't have those names in front of me, but that's something else that we can provide. It's my understanding there were 3 individuals who rented 264F, and that they had only been there for the course of this semester, so maybe 7 or 8 weeks.
Are they facing any charges for hosting a party with underage people there, or?
Well, that's something that we could certainly look into. I think on its face, though, these charges are the most serious, and that's why we've started where we have.
The escape of the shooter. Tell me about what happened after the shooting. How did he leave the scene? Do we know? Was he quietly walking away? Or?
Again, these details will come. It's my understanding that he did leave the scene. He was walking at a fast pace. The officers did respond when they heard shots fired, encountered him at a rear location to the building near a parking lot. They attempted to stop him for questioning, and I believe he fled on foot.